Hi, Toy Tractor Times fans. I'm here at the 2020 National Farm Toy Show in Dyersville, Iowa. I'm with Beau Sabotta of Putnam, Illinois. And Beau, you've brought out a really nice farm display. Would you mind giving us a tour of it?
Yeah. All right, so we'll start here in the bean field. We have a 9610 with, I think it's a 35-foot MacDon header.
I'll tell you what, I've got to ask right off the bat. It's cool because it has duals in the front and back.
Yep, that was something unique I just decided to do, and it turned out to be a pretty nice piece at the end.
I've seen some set up like that in about a year, so that's cool.
Everything moves on it, like the ladder and the feeder house and all that. And
is that a Moore's detail kit?
yes,
Very nice.
I put that together and it turned out pretty nice.
And we got the MacDon head up there.
Yep.
That'll be a good harvesting machine.
And then as we move on along here, we got this S690, and he just started his new row. It's probably gonna be the last row of the day. They're winding down, you know, and
sure.
Tomorrow they'll have the field done. They've been working on it for quite a while. It's several hundred acres, so. We
got the big John Deere Draper head on here, the 40-footer.
Yep. And then he's getting ready to unload right here into the, let's see here, this would be a 9630.
Okay.
And it's pulling the J&M 1112 Patriot cart.
Yeah, those Patriot ones are nice.
Yeah, I just really like the whole Patriot scheme on it and everything, so I thought it'd be something cool and unique to put on here. And so we have a few semi-trucks as well in the field, and they're kind of just standing around getting ready to head home. And we have the farmer's Ram right here that I did myself. It's got a brand new body style front end on it, and he's pulling the Thunder Creek. I think it's a 500-gallon fuel tank.
Okay.
So
it'd be a good time to service the 9610 over here in the morning and get it ready to go and fueled up.
Yep, and then they have their 8R they're demoing.
Brand new. Is that a 410?
Yes.
Very
nice. I
believe
it is. And they have Landau disc on the back. Not sure on the model number. Picked that thing up today. Just thought it'd be nice. The reason they brought that is because of in case they have to make a fire line, which you'll see later on.
Sure.
And then we move on, and they have their Ram that I also did. It's a 5th gen. Like I said, did the same thing that I did over here, and that'd be a 5500, and it's decked out in the back from everything from a crane, a welder, to the guy's lunch on the back in the cooler.
Yeah, very nice. That's great detail.
Yep, and it's pulling a dual header cart trailer, and I just put some chrome fenders on it a couple minutes ago because I thought it might add just a little bit more detail to it.
Nice.
And so then we'll move on to the other neighbor, and this would be a farm, probably about 1,500 acres of corn, soybeans, and then they'd also have some cattle. And
7088's opening up the field.
Yep, and he's got the Drago GT 8-row head. I picked that thing up at the show today, and he was waiting on the semi to come back. Just 2 guys running, so he filled up the cart and then filled up the combine, and while he was waiting for the truck to get back, his elevator's pretty far away, and now they're getting unloaded so they can keep going. And
looks like he was really pouring it out there. They got a little over the top.
Yep.
I see that all the time, especially when they try to get the tarp over it.
I bet.
Pull some back. So tell me about this tractor on the grain cart.
So that tractor would be a 4786 with a cat repower in it. It's just, I kind of wanted a repower on one of these old muscle tractors just because it's just something cool to have, and it goes really well with that grain cart. And
the 4786, that's a cool 80s and 70s tractor for sure.
Yep, and you'll see a lot of cool 70s and 80s tractors on the display. They have a soft spot in my heart. And then over here in the corn, is kind of a detail I added is where the 12-row corn head would have came in, and he started the headland over there. He came this way, and when he came back, he made double rows from just going over it twice. So there's
spraying a lot of dust out too.
Oh yeah, it'd be very dry out, so quite a bit of dust.
So then it looks like this field borders a farm with some cattle?
Yep, this farm is the main farm on the display, and this would be their pasture, and they have a pond with a little fishing dock right there. And
Okay.
they would have about 25 head of beef cattle. To replicate something around the size of some of the beef cattle operations that we have around us, not too many cows. And so they come up here by the feeder, and they just have a hot wire across there, and then their gate, and then they just have a nice little Chevy pickup truck parked there.
Hey, that's my favorite, square body and the blue with the white side. That's hard to beat.
And then they parked the big tractor on the farm, which would be an 8440, in the shed. It's been in there since spring this year, since it does all the tillage work. So they're got the air compressor and the battery charger in there. They're getting it ready to be moved so the combine can move back in after harvest, and then that'll get moved to the other farm, or the planter will move and it'll get pushed back. Just depends. And if you look behind the 12-row planter, you can see there's just some miscellaneous things there that they got there. They have a snowmobile, you know, a snow plow, and a few other miscellaneous things.
They better move those up front.
Yep, and get them ready for winter.
So we've got the shop here.
Yep, and in the shop, they're servicing the baler. They have a John Deere baler attached to a 4020, and the 4020 has the power kit that you could get back in the day, where it would make it, I think it's like 144 horsepower, something like that. My grandpa was telling me about that, so I just decided to add that detail. And
that's got the side panels open on the baler.
Yep,
That's neat.
Servicing that, and the tractor, the 4020 I built myself, and it has extra side weights on the side because in the summer they'll do some farm stock pulling.
Okay, nice.
And then we got Dad and the guy just and the son sitting there talking, you know, just looking everything over and talking about how the year went. And I got all the shop tools and accessories you could think of in there.
The shop vac and pedal tractor.
Oh yeah, the whole 9
stools,
yards.
Press, drills. Nice.
And then they also have a derby car that him and his buddies are working on for the fair this year. If you go, you can see it. Oh, that would be the dirt track car, actually. The derby car is right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see it.
Fine.
Yep, I jumped to the wrong one.
So that's their derby car, and then over here they have their dirt track car, which would be, they race that on the weekends when they're not farming, and so I guess they like to go fast. And they would work on that at a buddy's shop just because the fact they don't have a lift in their shop.
Okay, and then it looks like maybe a hay bind or something.
Yep, I can lift the roofs off. All these buildings.
Looks like the wind's been trying to do it already.
Oh yeah, all these buildings except for the house I built. So we have a custom coon rake in there, and then we have an Alice Chalmers hay bind along with a batwing mower. And the spot where there's nothing there, that'd be where they park their main hay tractor, which you'll see soon. Put that back on. And then come over here, they have a secondary workhorse tractor, I guess it would be, is they have a 1066. And it's got duals, so they're pulling the Parker wagon with it.
It's a Black Stripe 76. It's
Yep.
a cool tractor. Got the nice Parker wagon with the dualed up wheels.
Yep, and then if you look at their combine is also right there. That they have a 7720.
Good turbo.
Yep, that's the combine for the farm, and they're kind of getting it. They're not fully done yet, but they're kind of wrapping up. So they're still looking everything over and getting it ready. And then you got your patio, you got your cooler and your chairs and all that, and we got the the son's brother right there. He's on the mower. He likes yard work, so he's tidying up the yard for the winter. And if you look at like the different colored grass, like where the house is, it's more well maintained and greener because that would be watered grass. And then in the pastures, it's kind of a little less green just because there still is shade, but it's starting to turn, and some of the trees are also turning. But then if you look over like by the field where the sunlight really hits, it's starting to really look dry and dead. And I added that detail in just.
And I can see here where the implements hit. It's a little bit taller. You can see the golden grass sticking up. So.
That's where they park their tillage implements and any miscellaneous things that they have that don't really necessarily need to go into a shop, and they just park them there. And
so you got a cinder block on one. That's cool.
I just added that in there, act like it's holding something up, and then they have their four-wheeler with the wagon, and they got some yard
Get the
tools
weed
in there.
eater and the blower.
Yep. And then they have their L900 Ford, I believe it is, grain truck, and they just parked it out of the way because there's a lot of stuff going on, and they just wanted to make sure it was out of the way. And then there's a road next to that would go over to the hayfield, which now we come over to the hayfield. And we have the work truck, that's the big third-gen dually. It's all beat up because it's a work truck, and he got it used, so at some point someone stopped caring about it, so you got scratches and dents and all sorts of stuff in it.
So this must be, it runs the haybine.
Yep. That'd be an Alice Chalmers 200. I picked that up today at the show and put one of Lockwood Angus's loaders on it, and I think that turned out to be a really nice piece. And they're in the hayfield there, and you can see the hay bale.
Load that bale up?
Yep. And then you come over here, you can see the trailer that they use to haul their cattle, and then there's a pickup truck parked there because over here. So this would represent like a rural brush fire, and I built the C60, or not C60, it'd be a square body Chevy brush truck there, and there's guys climbing in it getting tools, and then there's guys that parked their pickup trucks there on the hill. They just moved them, got them out of the way, grabbed their gear, and they're heading over to get some tools to fight the fire.
Yep, you know, the firefighters there, and
yep,
fire's going. Now, you had made this because you had seen someone else make that as well?
Yep, I got some inspiration from Chris Steeb, and my dad's a volunteer firefighter, so I wanted to add something in there for him. And
that's good. And we actually have Chris Steeb here, who we always see a lot of fire trucks with. So what do you think of it, Chris?
I think he did, for his first display that he's brought to competition, he did a great job. I'm really proud of Beau and all the young men that brought out nice displays this year.
Thank you.
Really stepped up their game. They've got scenery going on. They've got terrain. They're adding little details like the fire scenes and such to bring more of a entertainment side to the display. And like I said, but Beau, like me, grew up in a fire station, so we see it. It's natural for him.
And I tell you what, Chris has got a secret. You got to have fire trucks and at least one Massey Ferguson tractor on display. That's how you get it.
Yep.
It's been known to be able to win now without a Massey, but I always say it seems to help. But
Yep.
yeah, he did a great job.
No,
Thank
it
you.
looks good. So going back to the display here, we've got the fire going on.
Yep, and a brush fire, basically, it doesn't really show a flame or anything like that. It just blackens the ground and produces a lot of smolder and smoke. That's pretty much.
So what'd you use to create your smoke?
So the smoke is actually just cotton balls that I spread out real fine, and then the blackness to it would be a mixture between charcoal and then some sort of like makeup stuff my mom found and helped me out with that.
That's the thing when you're building a display, you know, you never know where you're going to find the right material.
Right.
And that's very effective. So you've also got an old shed over here and a Traco.
Yep, the Traco the Duck Club would use just to, dig out areas that they need to or fix stuff like levees and such. And
we kind of, going down to the fire, we overlooked, you got the big Kinsey 1300 cart and a big 9R.
Yep. The 9R, that would be just a neighbor heading down the road, and he kind of sees the commotion up ahead and the commotion to the side, so he's going to kind of, when he gets up here closer to the farm, he's going to pull off to the side of the road and kind of wait for the guy over here to get unloaded and everything. And then if you also look by the 8R, you can see the mailbox, and they have some farm toys delivered.
Oh, nice.
In the packages, and
good detail.
Yep, tried to add as much detail as I could in here, down to the guys and everything.
Well, thank you very much, Beau, for the tour. Congratulations for coming out to the National. You think you'll come back again?
Yeah, I probably will. I was thinking probably every other year I'll bring a display out.
Well, you've done a fantastic job on this, and we appreciate the tour.
Thank you.
And if people are interested in learning more about these displays and customs, check out toytractortimes.com, Toy Talk, where people share ideas and tips on building and share pictures of what they've created. As always, thank you for checking out Toy Tractor Times on YouTube. There's hundreds of videos on farm displays to see, and we hope that you'll subscribe to the channel and look forward to more of these types of displays coming up. As always, Thanks for watching.